What's going on, everybody? It's your boys over Wnba Dfs here to bring you guys that three-game slate breakdown for the three-game WNBA 20K to first over on DraftKings. You guys already know what time it is. You know what I do over here. If you guys don't and you're new here, you like the content, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content I do put out over here on the channel. I cover props, I cover the WNBA, DFS breakdowns, all those things like that. And if you have not already checked out the prop video, we have been putting up bangers with these prop videos that I have been doing. I'm giving you the research, the details of why the play should hit. And honestly, got a pretty good hit rate going on. I need to go back, count up since we've been doing the videos, especially for Taco Tuesday and for Flex Friday, count up how many greens we have throughout those right there. And I can give you guys a full record since I've actually started doing these. So if you don't believe me, I'll put the record up so you can see it with all of my official plays. Now, anyway, some things to note real quick. If you guys got to tune in yesterday, I know you guys cashed out yesterday. I said it in the video, said it in the breakdown that I did like Banham over Tiffany Mitchell, especially if Ty Harris was going to be out, since it was late news that we had got. I even put it up on the Patreon, taking a chance with Banham over T Mitch. And if you had that right there, that slivel, if Banham would have just did a little bit more, would have been even better. But still, all in all, pretty decent night. AT popped off. Asia Wilson had a good game. Jackie Young did very well as well. Kelsey Plum, she continued the heater. But still, if you went with Young over Plum, you still did pretty well because Jackie gave us more peripherals. Plum primarily got there for scoring. Jackie still outscored her and the value was there. So definitely some good nuggets that we were able to get in the video yesterday. Hoping to do that again today. And like I said, as always, a lot of you guys watch. A lot of y'all are not subscribed. Subscribe and hit the like button and join me over here. I've already posted a list of props and stuff today over on the Patreon. So if you guys are looking for that, check the link down in the description below. It's only $5. Promise you will make that back. That, along with not only my stuff, but BK has dropped a lot of things to himself as well. And also my boy Jay will have some betting slips up for you guys later on. So real quick, going over, looking at the injury report for today, we do have some significant news that we have to actually worry about. My girl Canada, somehow on her off day, worse than Craig, broke a finger. Something happened, whatever. But Canada's going to be out. So right now we have two teams going up against each other that should run a tight rotation, along with the fact that they're dealing with some injuries. So definitely Atlanta just going to be without Canada, and Ryan and AP has already been ruled out. So I do expect a really tight rotation over here for Atlanta. And then Dallas, of course, it's the same old for them. Satu is still out. Maddie is out, and Brown is out, which is crazy. Brown, they said sickness, but I need to update on what's going on with Brown because I did not expect for her to miss majority of the season. She was projected to be a significant piece for us this year, but she is not. She's not played. She's played 1-2 games max. It's crazy. Las Vegas Aces, no news for them right now. They are on the back end of a back-to-back, but I'm not worried. Starters barely had to play in that second half, in all honesty, so we should be able to see the Las Vegas Aces normal minutes. For the Sparks, Azara, she might actually play today. I know they were expecting her to go ahead and make her debut before the All-Star break. We still do got a whole another week to go, so we definitely should still be able to see her. And then Lexi Brown, she's out. For the Sky, same old. Mulik, E-Will is out. And then for the Storm, no news to report over there for them. Heading over to DraftKings, the site that I play the most on. If you guys don't got an account, you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys can get that deposit match bonus and join your boy over here on the King. Starting out with the Atlanta Dream side. So they're traveling to Dallas. That's first of all. Biggest thing is that I really truly do expect this to be a true 8-woman rotation. But then again, it is Tanisha Wright. She's the coach. The only things that I know that are definite over here for this team is Tina Charles and Alicia Gray. That's the only two things that I do truly know, is that their usage is going to be over 27, close to 30% for both of those players. They're going up against my Dallas Wings, who are very weak. I can't say weak enough of how weak our defense is. We allow points to everywhere. Spot up, inside the paint, even with Big T out there, everywhere, mid-range, you name it. They got it. I expect big games from Tina Charles, from Alicia Gray. And then it's just a matter of figuring out who's going to be that rando. Who's going to be the third player that actually can take the usage that we were getting from Canada, that we're missing from Ryan, that we don't have from AP, and be out there to do it. So one thought, of course, is that Maya Cadwell, she might be able to see more minutes. They love her. She's come in. She's been very energetic. 4,200. I like that price tag for her. Wouldn't be surprised if somehow they decide they want to start Nas Hillman and Nia Coffey out there together. 6K for Coffey, 5K for Hillman. If you're going to tell me they're going to get the minutes, again, as I always say, minutes equal production, production equals fantasy points, I'm going to have to consider that. Of course, Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, I love her. I would not mind playing her, but the issue is at 6,500, I don't know if she's going to play at least 20 to 25 minutes. That's the problem. A really great fantasy point per minute producer. I know she can get into foul trouble, things like that. And Tanisha has the shortest leash, shorter than short, that I've ever seen with a player whenever it comes to CPT. So she is definitely in play, but more of a GPP. I would not have her in my main line. If I'm making multiple lines, I would consider her. If they start her, of course, I will have more interest in her. We don't know the true starting lineup, but I would not be surprised if they decide that they're going to start Hillman, Coffee, Tina, Gray, and Hillman, Coffee, Tina, Gray, and Charles. There we go. I was like, who's the last person I'm missing? I wouldn't be surprised. I would not. I wouldn't be surprised. But either way, definitely want to get a piece or two from this side of the game because, again, short rotation, short team. The upside is there. But Tina, Gray, those be your main two. Gray is going up against a former team in Dallas. So you got a little bit of narrative. She played very well in that first game going up against us. Both of them, both and Tina did as well. Over here on the other side for Dallas, Enrique, who I already know she's a catalyst. She looks tired out there. I'm going to be very honest. Very, very tired. She's playing majority / all of the game. But when they need to go get a bucket, she can. She's pretty safe for 40 fantasy points. Not scared of the Haley Jones and Gray defense. She actually played decent going up against them earlier this season. When they played them, Atlanta, 37 minutes, she dropped 35.25 fantasy points. So writing's on the wall. She can go out there. She can ball out, hoop out, whatever. The usage is there. Natasha Howard went off in a big way in that last game. 36 points, 54.75 fantasy points, 11 rebounds. This is more like the Natasha Howard I was expecting. Did not play in that game going up against Atlanta. If the usage and everything and those field goal attempts and just everything that she was able to do in that last game is going to be there here again today, I know she's going to have to be a catalyst. Pretty much my two strongest players that I would actually take over here from the dream. I mean, from the wings if I want to run something back. Big T, GPP. I can't trust her. I don't know what's going to happen with her. I don't know if she's going to go out there and play 5 minutes and then they're going to decide, hey, Kalani, you're playing better. Come on. So definitely GPP option, but she can smash for sure. She did have a very good game going up against Atlanta earlier this season off of the bench. This is when they were starting Kalani. She played 33 minutes in that game, 43.5 fantasy points, 21 points, 14 rebounds. So Atlanta, they are still a very weak rebounding team. They do give it up to opposing post-up players. That is all of what Big T is. So I can see a world where Big T can have a big game, but Howard did not play in that game. So that is the only reason why I'm like, it's so. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure which way I want to lean on that, but definitely GPP position, GPP option. Billings, too much coming off the bench. 6,600. Love her in the starting lineup. She's been playing amazing. She brings fierceness, especially on the defensive side. Pushes the pace, which you would think with a team that has someone as fast as Enrique, we will push the pace more often. We don't push the pace enough, but with balls in her hands, she's going. She's pushing it, and I love to see that. 6,600. I don't mind that here for her. I do think that there's some other players we can consider at the position. Upside is definitely there for her, but not bad at all. Everyone else over here, Uzan, Sheldon, Kalani Brown. Kalani would be the only other one I would consider for value, just because of the team. In regards to the minutes with Big T and everything, that would be the only reason why I would consider Kalani. Other than that, I'm not really touching anything besides the main stars over there, which will be Enrique, Howard, and Sims. Over here, going to Las Vegas Aces, taking on the Sparks. Like I said, back end of a back-to-back for them, but starters did not have to play. Asia Wilson went out there and in 26 minutes dropped 46.25 fantasy points. This matchup going up against the Sparks, they've already played them twice this season so far. In the second game, 37 minutes, Asia dropped 65 fantasy points. Granted, that was without Jackie Young in that game. And then in the first game, 32 minutes, she dropped 47 fantasy points. I don't mind going and paying up for Asia, 1,300. Every slate that she's on, I'm swallowing the pill on this one. I will just bite the bullet. I'm going to play Asia. I'm going to figure out a way to play her. If I'm making multiple lines, then one line, I will fade her in case she goes out there and she gives me the dud. But 9 times out of 10, it's a good matchup. They suck versus opposing forwards. I will play Asia. MVP campaign, everything that she does. Love her for a bounce back spot in regards to her just going out here and being able to ball out. Just have to hope that the Sparks keep this game close enough, which they have in the 2 games that they've played. That is what I'm going to count on, like Asia Wilson here in this position spot. And then again, my run back, of course, as always, I'll look at my girl, Jackie. Jackie went out there, balled last night, and I talked about it in the DFS, the prop video that I did already. Jackie Young, whenever Gray is not on the court, and if Gray is still going to be capped to below 25 minutes a game still until the All-Star break or whatever, even though they haven't come out and said it, you see it. She's not playing her full allotment of minutes yet. I will go ahead and play Jackie because she's still running that point guard role when Gray is not out there on the court. The assist, they've been there for her. She rebounds. She can definitely give me some defensive stats. And then the ball goes in the hoop very easily for her. Pushes the pace. You're going up against a pretty fast-paced Sparks team. I like the spot for Jackie Young. And then Kelsey Plum, she will always be a GPP option for me just because very reliant on her going out here, knocking down her threes, getting the shots, which she has done over her last several games. Going up against the Sparks, 39 minutes, she had 36 fantasy points in the second game. First game, she had 32 in 38 minutes. I don't mind Plum, but I do think Jackie has more peripheral upside and scoring as well. So I do like the 300 more for Jackie Young over Plum. Gray, I want to play her, but the issue just is I don't know the minutes. Definitely GPP consideration, 7,300. I don't feel like she has to be in my main lineup. Not when I have Skylar, who's mispriced to me, and other things. I'm not going to go there. I will say the only other player that really does pop out and does have a lot of interest to me is Kia Stokes. Very weird to say that, but she's popping for some reason whenever I look at data and everything and just looking at projections and stuff. 13 minutes last night, did not need her. They did not need her at all whatsoever going up against Washington. They didn't. They could actually use her here, and I could see her playing her 20-ish minutes or 25, 20 so plus minutes that she normally plays. Going up against the Sparks in 15 minutes, she has 7.75 fantasy points. First game, 21, 13 fantasy points. By no means necessary. She's not gonna necessarily blow the slate out of the water. But if it's one of those games where she goes out there and she gets you like the 6 blocks, I could see her going out here having a crazy game. Just supernova for whatever reason. And that'll be big time due to her block upside that she has, getting a couple of boards and maybe getting a putback or two, or maybe knocking down a 3. But the upside it's there for Stokes. I don't mind it. If I'm fading Asia in the line, I will consider playing Stokes just to get that exposure to the forward position. On the other side of things, for the Sparks, we already know they're dealing with injuries and stuff like that. If Stevens is in, I'm not really too worried. But Hamby's played well going up against the Aces this season. Amazing games from her. That second game going up against them, 36 minutes, dropped 39 fantasy points. The first game going up against them, 33 minutes, she dropped 46.75. She's been on a tear. They got her playing the center position, 10-9. I don't mind that, but I do have Tina Charles, who's cheaper, going up in a much better matchup in a game that should stay closer. I would definitely consider that. And then, of course, Angel Reese as well on the slate. Ezzy, NECA, some other considerations, but Hamby, GPP, I would expect her to be lower owned just for the matchup and everything. And then some of the other forwards that are around her, I don't hate it. Ari McDonald, Talbot would be the other two that I would actually consider and look to. Ari, of course, starting at the point. She's going to be undersized. It'll be a little bit of a tougher matchup depending on who she gets. But if she does get plum defense, she should be barbecue chicken going out there. Looks very aggressive in regards to just looking for her shot, things like that. Like the upside for her, double-digit scoring in her last 2 games. Looks very good. Playmaking duties as well. Upside for Ari, I like it. Talbot, pretty sneaky, 7,800. I doubt anyone's going to want to really click on this name. Going up against the Aces, 17 minutes, she only had 5 fantasy points in that game. And then 6 minutes, only 5 fantasy points in that game as well. So she's consistent with the 5s, but starting looks pretty good. I don't mind going to her. I will say Rakia Jackson at 7,400. I do like to come down just a little bit to Rakia. 23 minutes, 26.25 fantasy points, and 22 minutes, 15.75. I think this is one of those games that it could be a sneaky Rakia Jackson game. Just something is itching me in regards to it. The defensive matchup is good. It is a good matchup. I don't think Rakia should have to deal with Jackie too much. I don't think that'll be her defensive matchup. But the pace that she can actually play at, being aggressive, looking for her shots, and if the game blows out, Rakia is going to be out there. That's just the other caveat to looking at Rakia. 7,400, definitely a mid-tier option I can go to. Outside of that, everyone else, I have to consider Burrell. I have to consider Cook just because they are seeing minutes. Both of them grade out as some decent punt options that you can go to on today's slate. I will consider both of them. Right now, it's been a mixing pot and back and forth in regards to who's getting the minutes, burn, and run for both of them. Either or, kind of neck and neck for me. One does have a higher upside. I will say Burrell, her size is definitely bigger than Zaya, but Zaya can knock down a shot much better than Burrell. So it's to pick your poison on whoever actually fits in that spot for you. Going over to the last game, before I even get to it, like I always say, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. Definitely helps the channel grow. Drop a like on the video. Get me out there to more people. Let more people tap into the WNBA and understand that these ladies can ball, and they're more than just Caitlin Clark. Last game, Chicago taking on the Storm. I will say in this game right here, it should be hopeful fireworks. It should be a good game. Carter being in the starting lineup at 8-8. I like her upside here in the spot. Again, big catalyst for why they actually stay in the games for quite some time and look pretty good at it as well. At 8-8, don't hate that at all for her. Definitely think the upside is there. Her assist, she's starting to definitely get a rhythm in regards to this in the rock. Definitely can get some steals, especially off of Jewel Lloyd and what's her name, and Skylar. So the upside definitely is there for her. Outside of that, I like Reese. I know that this is going to be one of those games where we're going to see Ezzy get a ton of blocks because Reese is Reese whenever it comes down to it. But going up against the Storm, she had 34 fantasy points in 30 minutes going up against them earlier this season. And I could have sworn they played twice, but don't mind looking at Angel. I will say you definitely can come down, maybe mess with Cardosa. I don't hate her here in this spot. She did not play going up against the Storm early this season when they did play, but upside is there for her. Then GPP option, Lindsay Allen, Dana Evans, all of them are GPP. I will say if you think this game could blow out, for whatever reason, I kind of want to look at Skylar. I mean, not Skylar, at Diamond DeShields. Her minutes, they've been teeter-tottering up and down, and she played 24 minutes. She started in that game going up against the Storm earlier this season, but the minutes going back up, I saw It looks like if anyone in that starting lineup is struggling, they're trying to figure it out. Diamond looks like she might be back in a rhythm. She's getting her rhythm back again. Maybe this could be the start of something good. I don't mind going to the Shields and what she can bring to the table. I like her upside as a sneaky, low-owned GPP play that you can go to that possibly could win you something, just like Banham. If she pops, she pops. At least gets me 10 or 15 fantasy points. That's more than enough. As long as you don't give me a 0, which I don't see the chances of her actually doing that. I do love the upside for the Shields here, especially at that 4,300 price tag. They're running a legit 8-woman rotation for Chicago. Diamond is at least going to see about 15 minutes at max. I mean, at least she'll see at least 15 minutes. I have very good confidence in that. Going over to the Storm side, your normals, Lloyd, NECA, Ezzy, Skylar. I will say Skylar at 8,400. The upside is definitely there for her. The price has come down a lot. We have not had the atypical Skylar, hey, pop off game. It's 8,400, 10K for Lloyd, 8,400, 10K for Lloyd. I'm going to go with Skylar at the 8,400 tag. If she burns me, she burns me. But 8,400, that's too cheap. I was jumping over that earlier this season, and she was popping off when she was at this price tag. So I really do like the upside for her here. And also, I love the upside for Ezzy. We know Ezzy is a block machine. Going up against this exact same Chicago Sky team when they played earlier this season, in 32 minutes, she had 46.5 fantasy points, 5 blocks in that game, 3 steals. She's going up against Angel Reese, the habitual. Hey, I got the rebound. Let me come down. Oh, let me go back up. Oh, shoot. Blocks for days. Definitely love the upside here for Ezzy, who is a block machine, block magnet. Rebounds will be there. Scoring as well for her, especially you get some fouls off of Reese. Free throw line trips. Cardosa, give me some fouls. Free throw line trips. Easy day. Loving Ezzy. I will definitely be looking to try to fit her. And 9,500. This has been the thing, too, whenever it comes down to the 2 bigs over here for the Storm. Whichever one's been lower in the price, they've actually done better than the one that's actually priced up. So, like going over here to Ezzy, 9,500, and I'll just go ahead and boom, lock it in. That is one of my plays. Main staple I will be building around will be Ezzy inside of my lines. Outside of that, Horston, GPP option, 7,600. She's been, of course, playing pretty well. I do see her guarding Carter, trying to deter her, or She's going to be on one of those two. Depending on who she's actually on, I definitely would want to fade if you can actually figure out that matchup and whatnot. I would imagine she probably would be with M, because I don't think that she necessarily has the speed to stay with Carter. Carter's just fast, bro. She's too fast. But Horston, you can definitely go there, mess with that as a possible GPP option or a play that you can go to. Everyone else over here, Sammy, Joyner Holmes, all of them are won't get you a 0, won't hurt. I will say, if we do think that maybe NECA can get herself into foul trouble, or God forbid, Ezzy just F's up, Mercedes Russell will see the run. This is a game, Chicago, they have a good rotation of bigs. Izzy, Reese, and Cardosa. I could see a world where Mercedes has to come in and at least play about 15-ish minutes. Definitely can see that here, especially if Ezzy gets herself into foul trouble trying to get those blocks, and the upside is there for her. Going up against the Chicago earlier, 13 minutes, she dropped 7.75 fantasy points. So 2 different value plays you could take in this game that I actually do like and love the upside for them. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Good luck on today's slate. My core will be posted close to the lock. Remember, it is a 30-minute later lock time, so check that out. 20K to first. Hopefully someone could take that down. Hopefully you guys did cash out yesterday. Let me know down in the comment section who is your favorite cheap play on today's slate. With that being said, it's your boy Zoe. Peace.